Whoopsies, we definitely don't need the Zodiac intro for this Toxic Avenger 2023 review. This is a rescued film. Let me pull up the chat. Shout out to Pixie for rocking with us. I don't expect too many heads today because this is actually a random pop-up show. But we just wanted to cover, you guys saw us do Toxic Avenger, the original. So we wanted to go ahead and cover this remake, which just dropped, I think, the 29th, about a week ago. So it dropped last Friday. You've seen the promos for this online and such. I am the Toxic Avenger. Shout out to Troma. Shout out to Lloyd Kaufman and his brother Charlie Kaufman. Check out his restaurant, Bread and Sea, here in San Diego and Hillcrest. And there was a whole bunch of Toxic Avenger panels recently at San Diego Comic-Con just over a month ago in July, and you can check most of those panels out on YouTube. I watched one of them with Lloyd Kaufman, Peter Dinklage. Don't think it had Kevin Bacon, but I think Elijah Wood was there. And spoiler alerts, the famous kind of cameo characters in the movie, or actors rather, are Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood of Lord of the Rings fame, of course, Peter Dinklage. In the lead, the director is Macon Blair. Lloyd Kaufman has writing credit. Not sure how involved Kaufman and Troma were. This was originally, I think, produced by Universal Pictures. Let's see if I can confirm that. Gotta love Toxie. I have some cool stuff to show you, Pixie, relating to Toxie. I think it was mostly shot out there in Europe, in Bulgaria. Don't think it says the name of the studio here, at least not on IMDb. Let me check the top. Yeah, I don't think so, but if I believe it was Universal Pictures, so correct me if I'm wrong. For those who don't know the origins of this film, so it was produced to be released in 2023. Excuse me, can't talk today apparently, not enough beer. Start from water, then I'll graduate to more adult beverage. Originally produced for release in 2023, this film was shelved and was supposed to be not released at all. It was bloodydisgusting.com that stepped in and got this released. I know they've gotten involved in some films recently, but yeah, there are some changes to Toxie as far as his look, and some changes to his mop. But yeah, I do like the way Macon Blair directed this. There's definitely some hilarious moments, some funny comedic gags. It's got Taylor Page in it, and she's been in a lot of stuff. She most in recently. She was in, I think she was in Beverly Hills Cop. I think she might have been the Beverly Hills Cop's daughter. So she's been in a lot of stuff lately. And then I want to say saw her. Saw her in something else, but maybe not. Actually, I'm not seeing it on her IMDb. Maybe I'm wrong about that. All right. Without further ado, we're still waiting for our man Gaz to try to work through some issues. Give me one sec, guys. What up, Gazinator?
Yo, what up?
Without further ado, the late, great Jack Death of the Mosh Shinobi channel.
We're back.
For sure. Kind of wanted to show more. Kind of wanted to switch us to the red background for the blood and gore that's in Toxie. I'm going to turn up Gazzy's level a little bit. Yeah, I thought we would just do a quick reaction to the trailer. Gaz.
All right, okay.
And we'll get that moving. Avenger. Hopefully YouTube doesn't monetize this like they did when we did the Toxic Crusaders PC game trailer, because that was annoying.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. We're gonna roll the dice. We're gonna do what we always do here at PXF, and we're gonna roll the dice. So now, how do I go? Let me get the chat back up. All right. Let's see. So share screen. Boom. So here it is, folks. For those who haven't seen the Toxic Avenger 2023 Red Band trailer, just for you, Pixie. Probably the only one watching.
Can anybody hear the audio?
I can hear it. Can you not hear it, guys?
No.
Interesting. Why would that be? Interesting.
Yeah, Pixie can't either. I was going to say, if y'all can hear it, don't worry about me.
Yeah, why would that be? I'm pretty sure last time we did this, it worked. Let me see if there's a. Let me see if there's a setting to toggle the audio on here. So, have it on screen. Thing is, I don't think it gives me a way to toggle the audio. Is it? Huh. I don't know why that is. Let's see. Also, because I have it playing on mine.
What about the?
And it looks like it's just frozen on there.
What about? I know this sounds obvious. The audio on the trailer. Pixie just recommended that. You want to check that?
Well, it's I can hear it though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
Here, let's try to. I wonder if it's because it's the other browser. If it doesn't work, I'll try pulling it up in the other browser.
We're hit by technology today.
Yeah, I know. Cream of the crop over here at PXF.
Yeah.
Here, let me try this. I'll go entire screen. Maybe this will fix it. And then I'll just say share. And then I'll get this up. Pull it back. Play it. Let me know if you can hear it now, guys.
Yep.
Can you guys hear this?
No.
Still no audio? Nothing, guys?
No, nada.
Weird. Okay. All right. I wonder if it's because I wonder if it's because it's the other browser. I'll just maybe it's it doesn't like pulling it in from Firefox. So we'll try Chrome.
Chrome, it should work. I seem to remember this happening one time before, and we switched to Chrome and it worked.
Yeah, I don't think, you know what? I don't even think you're supposed to use the StreamYards without Chrome at all. So,
yeah.
Again, hope you're enjoying the technical difficulties, Pixie. The absolute cream of the crop. All right, so screen there. Let's try this Red Band trailer. Boom. Share. Can you guys hear this?
Armed political extremists have taken hostages downtown.
Somebody do something!
Wait! Stop! We'll get to all of that. Just relax, okay? We'd lost Shelly a year ago. These days, it's just me and the kid.
Looks great.
I'll just scrape off the black part. That part's pretty good.
Now give him back.
I don't want to hurt him.
Why didn't you do anything?
Sometimes it's better to do nothing. It's going good.
You're saying that this corporation would knowingly poison its own customers just to boost their own profit margins?
Summon the nuts.
Okay, summoning the nuts.
I'm in the nut.
I didn't want any of this.
They were just like that version of Insane Clown Posse.
100%. They were juggalos.
You're not a monster. Show him your good heart.
Hey, buddy, I'm your dad. What the? I wasn't even involved. But sometimes you gotta do something.
Who the fuck are you?
Just some dude with a mop!
Holding hands at the How does it feel to be a hero? A simple melody. Do you realize what's at stake here? Everything! Find him, bring him here.
Kevin Bacon, the legend.
Yeah, best thing in the movie.
That was just self-defense. You haven't killed anyone else, have you?
See, when you say, self-defense,
He's an ugly son of a bitch, though.
Forgot about that dude as well. Backwards Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic
Yeah, that guy was
Avenger.
awesome.
That's what the kids are calling him. I think it's
I
wrong.
thought as well.
News reporters.
Yeah, they were hilarious too. All right, so there you have it, folks. Cut that off. The Toxic Avenger remake trailer. So yeah, there you have it. So I just covered some of the background, guys. I'll give them the synopsis real quick. We'll try not to do too many spoilers, guys, since this is still fairly new. The synopsis, which you guys already know since we covered the original. A horrible toxic accident transformed downtrodden janitor Winston Goose into a new evolution of the hero, the Toxic Avenger. So I guess that's kind of the big major difference. Obviously, you guys know in Toxie 1, it's Melvin, the high school kid who's wearing the tutu and falls in the toxic waste vat and comes out as Toxie. So I guess the first thing people will probably notice is the change of Toxie's look, guys. I know at one point, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is a Troma thing or whatever, but so Lloyd was saying they were talking about doing Toxie 5. At one point, they had Arnold Schwarzenegger like on IMDb as Toxie, and I think that would have been sick because it would have given him the size and the strength that
The one-liners as well.
Yeah, dude. So
Yeah.
I think that would have been literally the perfect match. I don't know what happened to that or why it fell through. I assume a big part of it is like Troma's really not going to ever get any funding for this. So the fact that Macon Blair came up with this pitch to Universal, I wonder if I can double check what the budget was. I believe it's like 40 or 50 million, which is about, as much as you could expect for this type of thing, since Troma is an indie studio. Actually, it doesn't have it on there. I see box office, which is fairly low, but I don't see overall budget. But I'm sure we could Google it. I believe it's like 40 or 50 million. But yeah, that's kind of what. So Lloyd was saying like they wanted to do something different and give Toxie a different look, and then obviously Macon Blair came with this thing that it's obviously Peter Dinklage, who is famous from Game of Thrones. It's obviously not Peter Dinklage in the suit. I don't know if you knew that, guys, but it's another. I believe she's like a Hispanic actress, Latina actress.
All right, I didn't know.
Yeah, she's like the stunt double that's in the suit, and then obviously Dinklage plays Winston before he falls in. So you guys saw the trailers there. They obviously recreated the restaurant scene, the fast food burger place that Gaz was talking about. We discussed that in the original Toxic Avenger 1984. It's tough to compare them scene for scene, but obviously, like, I know Gaz likes the original better. I would lean to the same, but I did like this one. Okay, so the one modification I like is Toxie's mop. I do like what they did with that because it's like it seems like it's a lot more powerful now. It could do a lot more damage with it, whereas in the original it's kind of just a slapstick free for all. You know what I mean? There's not really any reasoning behind Toxie just ripping people apart. and such. But man, when he hits that dude's jaw, takes his face off. I mean, some of the R-rated red band kills are absolutely insane. The gore is definitely there. They show, so we'll start here, guys. They showed it in the trailer when Winston falls into the dump of toxic waste pool. That transformation scene when it does the whole psychedelic thing in his eye and stuff like that.
Yeah,
one of the best scenes of the movie, like as far as special effects and whatnot. It's a weird movie because certain scenes you can see like, man, that was like amazing quality in the special effects, like that part. And then other parts, like the last fight, you could see are clearly skimmed because the budget ran out. But I mean, again, it's essentially an unfinished movie that got rescued, so that you're going to see those types of inconsistencies, which kind of plays into Troma and Toxic Avenger 1. Like, it's not a perfect movie, right? There's tons of bloopers and all that stuff, so it kind of goes. I mean, it's far from a perfect film, guys, given that it got canceled. I think probably what saved it is Bacon and Wood. You know, are you really going to have a Kevin Bacon and Elijah Wood movie that's just not ever going to get released? It's like, even just off their two fan bases, you'd expect that the film is going to come out because both are huge actors. So what do you think, guys?
Yeah, it's, I think if you go in and go in for the entertainment, it's not the best film. It's not the worst. It's just okay. I do feel they try and be faithful to the soul of the original. They do try and carry the humor, some of the transitions to each scene, just the little kind of descriptions at the bottom. Those are quite amusing. There's one particular scene where they show you kind of the effect the pollution's had on the land as Toxie sat there on a bench. That was quite good. I thought that was well done. I did prefer the original, but it's not. They have, as crazy as this is going to sound, they have put an effort into telling a story. There is some entertainment moments, some other moments where it's like Ross just outlined, you can tell they were limited there. They had to run out by the budget or just didn't quite come off. Kevin Bacon is the best thing in the movie. He's amazing. Elijah Wood is pretty good as well. Yeah, the unofficial insane clown posse band Nuts. The Nuts, they're quite amusing as well. There's
the killer Nuts.
It's quite a funny scene. We'll get to have. Now I'm getting a flashback. Ross with one of the band members, the bird guy when his helmet's taken off. Just that's playing in my head now. I forgot about that.
That was crazy. And also, I was wondering if that was Jacket from Hotline Miami too, because Jacket wears that chicken mask, and also they added him as a character in Payday 3. So like the whole time I was wondering, is that dude in the nuts? Is that supposed to be Jacket? Obviously he gets a face reveal and you see what's under the chicken head, and I don't think that's Jacket's character, but
if you've seen the original, there are many kind of throwbacks to that. Even the town at the start, there is some definite nods to it, which you can see. They've tried to do a little bit of a different take in areas. So, it's not bad. It certainly has its moments. If they had more funding, could they have done more? Probably so. It sucks. It only got a week's run in theaters. So that kind of sucks. It'd have been.
I think it's still running here, but they're probably going to pull it because I think there was maybe 3 people in the theater besides me.
The same.
Didn't exactly get a big studio promo run.
I always think for these type of films, and even the lower budget and even indie movies, just decrease the ticket cost. Say sell at half price, encourage some more people to go see these movies. You know, even give it say a 2-week run at reduced ticket price. That would be better. But I've certainly had more fun with this than some of the recent things that we've both endured at various points that haven't even made it onto the show.
I will say that I don't think that Macon Blair's directing was like I thought he was pretty good for what he was working with. You know,
it's not terrible at all.
Even if not this, I'd like to see Macon Blair do something else, even something else from the Troma universe. There's been talk about a Poultrygeist reimagining.
Oh, I did think this scene, which we'll get to, where Toxie, I'll just say, performs a song. I'm trying to avoid spoilers here. That reminded me of the movie we reviewed recently with the Caliber lens. Help Me Ross, Help Me Ross.
Yeah, Desert Fiends.
Desert Fiends, yeah, it reminded me of that whole scene.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially since both movies were probably made at a similar time, and obviously Toxie was shelved. So that was, good parallel. So everybody show the F up. Get down there, get your Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket. Little radioactive sign there, and then I do like that new kind of like logo Macon Blair came up with, which is like Toxie, cool. Obviously Toxie. That was pretty sick. I'd like to see more done with that. So I guess there was a secret scene, guys. I didn't see that at the hidden ending, so I need to revisit that. I know Gaz wasn't crazy into it, but I'll probably rewatch it again just to see if I missed anything. Like I said, standout performance, Kevin Bacon. Elijah Wood, who I think that was Bacon's character, is supposed to be like his brother, right?
Yeah, it was. He was pretty good, Elijah.
Yeah, he was. He really was.
Fritz Garbinger. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the manager of Fritz Garbinger. He was the manager of the Killer Nuts, and when he hired them to do the assassination, Bacon is like, "Hey, maybe hiring the band that you're the manager of isn't the best move for." It's like they nailed like the kind of like comedy element, like Gaz was saying, like some of the liners and stuff, and yeah, of course that concert scene was hilarious. Yeah, Sergeant Kabuki Man, I believe he makes an appearance in Toxie 4, Citizen Toxie. I mean, I have so many crazy things to show you guys. Where to begin? That's all 4 of my. That's my Toxic Avenger collection signed by Lloyd when I met him on a couple years back. So obviously you guys can go pick up this if you need to add it to your collection, Pixie. If you have Blu-rays like me. So we got 1, Part 2, Part 3, and obviously Part 4, Citizen Toxie. So go pick up that, or I think Troma. Why don't I know the Troma website? Definitely they have that on the Troma store. So go check that out. I mean, there's so many things lying around in here, guys. We could just go crazy if we wanted to, but I won't show you every single Crusader and Avenger comic I have because I have a lot. But let me see. I will. Go ahead, guys. I'm just gonna search something real quick.
No. I was just admiring your collection.
So Troma.com, and if you click the store, TromaDirect.com. So go check out those. Damn, it looks like he's got the 4K. They have the Toxic Avenger 4K Special Edition Blu-ray. But it looks like all of the 4Ks are separate. I would like another collection like mine with all the 4Ks. So who knows? Maybe I'll end up rebuying the 4Ks. You guys know I'm a little bit special when it comes to this stuff. We got Dr. Kill-Em-Off over here, but we're not going to show them to you guys yet till we get to Toxic Crusaders. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, right off the bat, like I think I learned everything I needed to know from the trailer, guys, as far as like Peter Dinklage playing Winston and stuff. Like I said, it's obviously not Melvin. It's really not a Troma production. So yeah, it's just, as Gaz said, it's just to eject your brain, go in there off your face, get your popcorn bucket, $20, you know what I mean, and show the F up and support. Oh, look, there's a little that thing too, super badass. The moth.
Oh, the moth! I like that with the moths. Nice.
I mean, I'll give it to them though. That is a sick logo. I mean, I totally like the branding they did. I mean, this is a good idea. If you're a Toxie fanboy like me, you know you're picking this thing up. So the Killer Nuts, Gaz, did you notice that the breakdancing parkour guy was dressed like Zodiac? He had the black mask on with the cross on his chest.
I actually didn't, and that probably shows my in-depth knowledge on Zodiac. And
yeah, so I mean, it was just basically like a long sleeve T-shirt. He was wearing like I think like a beanie or a face mask, like a gangster face mask. But you guys aren't going to expect me to bring Zodiac into the Toxic Avenger review, but I'm actually going to. So for all my Zodiac heads, if you want to just see a eject your brain movie where the character is dressed like him, he's supposed to be like a breakdancing parkour dude, and then obviously that concert scene, or I guess festival scene, is kind of hilarious. You know, it's kind of like a juggalo, horrorcore rap festival. Yeah. The Killer Nuts, their music sounded like the Cottonmouth Kings. You know what I mean? To me,
it did mix with a bit of metal. Yeah, I was thinking that ICP and everything as well. Yeah, I did think the opening featuring them in the guy's apartment that was quite good.
Hell yeah, no, that was sick. So yeah, there's definitely some cool scenes. I mean, the kills and the gore is definitely there, like right off the rip. Obviously, when Winston transforms into Toxie, you saw that part on the trailer. He tries to come home and talk to his son, and he obviously throws the thing in his face, which makes him fall off the fire escape, and he lands on that dude's car. And that dude is he works for, I think, Bacon's organization. He's like taking away that lady's company. They're trying to squeeze everybody, extort them on the real estate. He shoots at Toxie a few times. Toxie instantly heals. He doesn't even know that he has the regeneration yet because he's just transformed. And he runs at that guy, rips off his arm. So I mean, as far as like the kills and the gore, I mean, I thought it was definitely there. That's one thing that definitely carried over from the original, I'll say.
Yeah, just to give people a heads up, as Ross said, there are some end credit scenes as too. So stay around after the credits, y'all. There's kind of a strange one, and then there's a second end credit scene which does tie in with the film, and that's worth staying around for. Yeah, there is some kind of random end credit music which you're like, okay, is this the holidays? As watching it, but it's purposely done.
South Park did that recently too, where they had like a Christmas song at the end of one of the episodes, just randomly out of nowhere. And I gotta say, his use of music kicked ass. The metal. Guys. I mean, how long have me and Gaz been talking about these action movies need a metal soundtrack? Who gives it to you? Toxic Avenger. It couldn't be on Toxic Avenger to come with the metal soundtrack.
Well, that whole scene was one of my favorites in the movie. I thought that was hilarious. That was well done. I really liked that. It definitely reminded me of Desert Fiends as well, so that was pretty cool. Like I say, guys, it's not as Ross has been saying on myself, it's not the best movie, but it's certainly not the worst. There are some entertaining moments in there, so it's worth a watch. I probably wouldn't go back to it again, but it's definitely worth a watch though.
Yeah, if you're a Troma head, if you're an OG Toxie head, because I think, that was your first experience with. Had you seen other Troma guys before we did?
No, I've never really been that big into them, to be honest. So it was kind of the original when we reviewed it was the first time I'd ever seen it, and then obviously this, and you still know way more about this than I do.
And this obviously isn't Troma per se. I mean, Lloyd is obviously like promoting it because it's his IT, but definitely check out the STCC panels. It's not my fault, Pixie. This is the least place I expected a Zodiac reference to pop up, but it just so happened one of the band members was dressed like Zodiac, and then I was looking online and stuff, and I saw people like, yeah, that guy's dressed like the Zodiac, but that character was hilarious. He's like, can I do parkour? And
just walk.
Like, no parkour. Or when when they shot Winston the first time, when the killer nuts shot Winston in the head. And he's like, he had the picture printed out of like the other girl, like the vigilante concept of her breaking into the corporation. Like that was sick. Like they could do a lot more with that, bringing in other good guys, because there are other good guys, in the series. We'll get to that on who
it's with the well, I'm going to upset Ross even further, Pixie, with that comment, and yourself. I'm not a Tarantino fan, so that pretty much for Reservoir.
Hold on, the feed's jamming up. We're losing gas. We're losing gas. I think it's
I only like dropped. I only like one movie.
He's about to get dropped. Wait, where did Gaz go? He said he wasn't a Tarantino fan. He's gone now. I think I'm gonna have to solo the show. I got him back. Sorry. As soon as you said you weren't Tarantino, Gaz, your signal dropped.
You've known that for years. I only like Django and Shane. That's it. So the Reservoir Dogs review, I'll be like two viewpoints. The professionals. I'm always the diplomatic part. Look at it from the film angle, then personal right at the end. Be like, what's your personal rating? I'm like, do you really want me to share
it? Yeah, its usual Tarantino dialogue was 5,000 F words.
That's not what just bothers me. I've just never been able to get into Tarantino, man. But I'll stay on topic because we're about this. So I just thought I'd defend, Pixie even further there.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, there's gonna be people out there that aren't Troma heads and aren't Tarantino heads. But if you like the first one, if you're a Troma head, I think you'll still rock with this regardless. Again, like Troma doesn't really have any new stuff, and they're never going to get a budget. Now, where I would push back against myself is James Gunn is Troma alumni, guys, and he's the hottest director, in the industry right now. He really needs to go to the studios and be like, dude, put up 30, 40 million, give it to Lloyd, and because Troma's never had a budget. They're the oldest running independent studio, I think, ever since Lloyd worked on Rocky 1. back in the day.
Would you really like him to direct Troma though and bring that?
No, not direct, just executive produce.
Oh right, I
He's
see.
Troma alumni.
Sorry,
he goes to the studio for Lloyd. Lloyd's like his mentor, like, hey, give this, and then they just put his name on it, but Lloyd runs it. You know what I'm saying? Like Toxie 5, or I'll do you one better. Because in the bonus features of Toxic Crusaders, they remastered the new Blu-ray Retroware, the company who is doing the Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up game that me and Gaz covered last time. Kill 'em off, my favorite villain. They remastered this in HD for the Blu-ray. Lloyd said that Toxic Crusaders was supposed to get a big budget film. You know, me and you talked about like our ideas for it last time, and that never came to fruition. So if it's actually not Toxie 5, maybe it's Toxic Crusaders, like we were saying, and then you get more of that James Gunn Suicide Squad type dynamic of like a crew of misfits, which the Toxic Crusaders obviously are. I'm just saying hard R grindhouse movie. That's
I mean, I still. Although, you know, obviously, you know, you're more invested in this than I am, it's still an entertaining watch. It's still a way to have a laugh at the movie theater. I did prefer the original. I thought the original was hilarious. I really did. That had me in tears. And that would be one I would watch again. And then I think I remember messaging you one night. I did watch, I think it was the second one. I think I've watched the first
Toxie
two so
2,
far.
Toxie 3. 4, 5, 4, So there's guys has a few more he could watch. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, something like John Wick had, I think, a $20 million budget, and it was, again, that almost didn't get finished, but Keanu put up his own money. So I'm just saying, if you gave Lloyd, probably not going to trust him with $80 million budget, but if you gave him 30 or 40, maybe max 50 million, like Joker had, and then finally we could see what can Troma do with a budget, because we've never actually seen it. Now, it's probably never going to happen, but just because James Gunn is out there and he has that influence, I'd be like, dude, all of you guys, a lot of you, I think even Macon Blair might have came from Troma as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, there's like, if you look it up, there's like Brad Pitt, there's like, I'm blanking out right now, but there's tons of famous actors who got their start in Troma, you know what I'm saying? And
so it'd be a nice nod back, wouldn't it?
Back to Lloyd and said like, hey, this guy helped me get started. Somebody throws him the alley-oop now. It's just never happened. But
for sure.
It would be sick, you know, and it should happen, but
maybe could do a crossover movie with the purple-headed man. What are you doing in my realm? So, you know, that could work as well.
I mean, there is
going to be lost on everyone else.
There is room for Troma team-ups, though. Like Pixie was saying, Sergeant Kabuki, man, he's in Toxie 4. So, and then again, there are additional villains and heroes that are in Crusaders, and you know, my big thing is in the Toxie movies, like he's never really had like a good villain. It's always like the Dark Corporation owner or Mayor Grody. But there's never really been any like antithesis to Toxie other than the noxious offender, which was obviously an evil Toxie clone. So that's where I think Crusaders could come in, because they have way better villains. You know what I mean?
I think that's a good comment, Mark. That's all that matters, as long as you had fun and have fun going to watch this. I was saying to Ross earlier, I think films like this and even indie films that should show at the theater with a reduced ticket price. You can give them a longer run, so we'll give you 2 weeks, reduced cost.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely. Check out our review of 1, Mark, because obviously Toxie 1 is amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, guys. So I do like the little takes that they did. So Winston has basically got a terminal illness with a year to live. He doesn't tell his son. His son goes to do a talent show, and he basically chokes and fails. So he comes home and he's like upset about that. And Winston's trying to cheer him up. He has the folder that he got from the doctor out. The whole, I really like that scene with Kevin Bacon, Gaz, when he goes and tells him basically like my health insurance isn't covered, and he's sitting with all his you know, all the whatever famous whatever, you know, upper class people from the town or whatever, and he tells him to his face, like, yeah, it's he's Bob Garbinger. So Fritz Garbinger and Bob Garbinger. He tells him to his face, like, yeah, we're going to take care of that for you. And he has his assistant just lead him out the back, which is just an extra can't get into. And then when he hears him talking crap through the door, like, man, what a loser, like, da-da-da-da. So, like, establishes Bob's evil. You know, he's talking crap about a guy that has terminal illness that his company is just going to fire. So I did like that whole, the kind of, we'll call it the heist sequence. he goes back there to like with his old badge and stuff. He still has his access and tries to get the money. And then obviously he kind of crosses paths with the vigilante girl who was trying to expose them that the toxic waste also affected her mom. So story wise, I thought up until there they were doing pretty good. You know?
Yeah. As I said, they did try and tell a story with this. That's for certain.
For sure. So after that, it kind of just gets rolling to what you'd expect, which is like the missed meat sequence. Obviously, the restaurant that Gaz and I discussed, comparing it to the scene in the original. It kind of funny because it kind of parallels like that Cracker Barrel thing that was going on here. Like obviously they couldn't have known that back when they wrote this movie, but like the metaphor that they had in that movie is literally happening. So a terrorist organization goes in there and holds the building hostage because they changed their name from Mr. Meat to Miss Meat. And then obviously that's when Toxie comes in to save the people. He kills all the bad guys. You guys know what happened in the first one.
Yeah. Can I share another fantasy kind of crossover, which probably wouldn't happen?
Sure.
Boondock Saints and Toxie versus...
That's actually a match made in heaven. That would be
awesome?
Amazing. Oh my God, that would be sick. The Saints, dude. I mean, dude, if you follow what they're doing in the comics now, they're doing some absolutely hilarious stuff. So you think that Gaz could think up the most ridiculous Toxie team up, but I'll do you one better with the same theme. So the Christian theme of the Boondock Saints. So in the new run of comics they're doing right now, there's Toxie and Jesus. So that would be a pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Google it. There's the cover's like hilarious. I don't know what they're doing together, but
well, maybe had a free week or something.
Must have not been a Sunday. The Lord wasn't busy. So yeah, that's probably pretty ridiculous. I mean, even I haven't been to the bottom of the ridiculousness of the Toxie rabbit hole, guys. So that says it all. But yeah, I'm trying to think from there on. I check wiki real quick. But yeah, I mean, as far as like, dude, like when he transforms, like that whole psychedelic scene, that was awesome.
The news reporters are worth a shout as well.
Oh yes, they're hilarious too. Yeah. Like they're calling him the Toxic Avenger. I think it's swell. It's like it's her, and then the other dude is like a like conservative dude. It's like at the end, she just tells him to shut up. Right? She's like, dude, you just shut up.
His lines were hilarious.
Yeah, they were both funny. Yeah. Right, dude. It's like Toxie, the Zodiac, and Jesus walk into a bar. So what do we have here? I'm just seeing. Okay, plot. They don't have much plot on Wiki. Set in a fantasy world, the film follows janitor Winston Goose, who after a freak accident transforms into a mutant vigilante known as Toxie. Armed with his mop, the unlikely hero battles freaks, gangsters, and corrupt CEOs while trying to save his relationship with his son. So Fritz hires the killer nuts to kill the vigilante, but they actually shoot Winston in the head when he's escaping with the money, and then they throw his body, or we'll call him Jacket for lack of a better term, the guy in the chicken mask, throws his body in the pool, and that's how he transforms. Ultimately, the homeless witch doctor dude finds him, and he finds his mop. And that dude was awesome. I thought he was one of the best cameos as like kind of like a sidekick, and he was kind of like the guru, motif, kind of like Toxie's like mentor in a way. Like think of it as like Toxie's Whistler or something, since we did Blade last time. And when they do the mop ritual, and he's like showing him how to fight, and he gives it back to him, guys. Like that, I like the way they treated the mop, like it was like a holy relic, or like Excalibur of Toxie's world. You know what I mean? I thought the mop got the right treatment, so I thought that was sick. I don't think he has him in the movie Toxic Avenger, the original, but obviously in Toxic Crusaders, Toxie has Blobby with him. His sidekick is Blobby. And there was no Blobby in the movie, so like that's another thing that they could add down the line. It'd be cool to see Toxie with Blobby. That's his little toxic waste blob that is like a sidekick. Yeah, all they have on here is production, release, and reception. Looks like Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 83%. The Toxic Avenger isn't for everyone, but viewers seeking extremely gory, extremely silly, good time won't be disappointed. There's a graphic novel that was released on September 2nd by Legendary Comics. I think I saw them promoting that on Kickstarter. I was thinking about checking that out as well. So there's a graphic novel. Check that out, guys. Or if you want the review, we can make that happen for you. And then I think it pretty much just progresses from there, guys. Obviously, I think that gets towards like the Killer Nuts festival. It's kind of obviously like a gathering of the Juggalos type thing. You saw some of. was up.
Just said when you said gigolos.
Oh yeah, no. So when he's in that truck, that lead singer guy, and he's like hashtag we got to make to the festival, hashtag bless, cuckoo. But obviously, when Toxie comes on stage, like Gaz was saying, they turn off their mics and Toxie hijacks their show. A little bit of a spoiler, but you saw the scene in the trailer when he throws the mop and it goes through that guy's head and it blows up the DJ and lands in the DJ's DJ booth and electrocutes him. Like those are some hilarious creative kills.
I was trying to find the name of the character of the female member of the Nuts, who I think she only maybe speaks in. I'm not sure if it is Japanese or if it's just in a undecipherable.
I think that's a gibberish language. It's supposed to be like runes. It shows the subtitle. It's like rune. That's like the black metal crap I've been listening to lately. But yeah, that was hilarious too. Like, dude, the Nuts are hilarious. As soon as I saw those Nuts trailers, I was like, dude, that's gonna be hilarious. You know what I mean? Because it's been a while since anyone has done like a Juggalo-esque character. Yeah. From there, they pretty much capture Toxie and the vigilante, played by Taylor Page, and what is her character's name again? She's JJ. She's JJ Doherty. And from there, Bob Garbinger has them like extract the serum from Toxie's blood. So they keep trying to do experiments on him until they can perfect it. And then ultimately, the other mafia boss that Garbinger is in business with comes to shut him down. And before that happens, he drinks. He kind of drinks the serum, and it kind of transforms him as well into the final big bad. The way he looked as like a demented like werewolf character was like a little bit odd, and that's what I'm coming back to is like Toxie's never really had a good villain that is the answer to Toxie, and I think that's why you need Troma's influence there to kind of round out the Toxic like universe, which is going to be sick about the beat 'em up game because they're actually adding more Troma characters into that from other Troma movies and stuff. So you're supposed to see a lot more like Tromaverse crossover there, which is cool. But obviously you get to like the big fight into the in the garbage dump, Gaz. That's where it kind of turns up a little bit there. Toxie with his mop versus Bob, transform Bob with the kind of like giant battle axe. So kind of a medieval kind of battle sequence there. And then obviously his assistant also took the serum, and she
Julie Davis,
she transformed as well. So she's kind of fighting the vigilante girls. So they kind of have like a 2-on-2 there. I mean, it's like based on we'll call it like Troma inspired. So I mean, it's like it's not some serious Marvel thing. Like the whole Toxic Avenger concept is basically like a demented answer to the modern superhero motif. So it's not Marvel, it's not DC. Yeah, it's just exactly. It's just a completely random kind of thing that goes down. But I was pretty satisfied. Obviously, Bacon was sick. As far as Fritz Garbinger's story arc, dude, I thought that really worked, guys. Like they do actually make some serious like environmental points in this movie, which it's kind of goes back to the Avenger thing about pollution and
Oh yeah, there's the humor, but there's a humor there, but there is some serious points there hidden beneath the humor, like you see on South Park, and it's very well done. That end fight as well, featuring Garbinger, Bob Garbinger, his assistant, Julie Davis, who plays Kissy Nevan, probably butchered that, but that whole scene was pretty good.
It definitely up the ante, which is cool, and just gave it kind of a direction. But Fritz Garbinger's story arc, guys, I actually thought that really worked. Like usually, it's a little bit cliche, like the one bad guy who decides he doesn't want to go all the way like evil and stuff like that. But in terms of like Elijah Wood's performance, and I liked how he came and he helped. What was Winston's son's name?
Oh yeah, the dancing.
I think the actor's Wade, but I don't think he's.
Wade. Wade, the kid.
Jacob Tremblay. Wade, played by Jacob Tremblay. So obviously Fritz comes and there's like the little kind of like barn or shed scene. He gets locked in the shed. Dude, the henchman when JJ comes out and she's like, I got an idea. She's like, hey boys, and those guys accidentally shoot each other with rifles. Like some of the gags are just like, perfect grindhouse gags, and that one was funny as well. That's kind of like right at the end of it kind of reminded me like at the end of like Machete 2 when he assaults that compound with like the weed whack, like the landscaping weapons. It's like it gave it like that feel. You know what I mean? It's like, they're gonna go assault the final boss's like mansion, but like it's not gonna be that serious because it's Toxic Avenger, right? But I thought Fritz's story arc actually worked as far as him like, hey, like you're gonna kill a kid, like you know what I mean? Like that's a bridge too far. You know what I mean?
Let me put this to you. You can see it in a bit of the look. Do you think he was a bit of a Penguin-esque character?
Yeah, dude, good call. I didn't. You know what? He totally did look like Oswald Cobblepot from Batman Returns. Great call. I'm sure they must have used that for inspiration because he did look a lot like him. And I thought the way he played it was. I was unsure because Elijah Wood's like hit or miss. Like I've seen him do really good at movies like Sin City, but obviously there's other Elijah Wood movies where you're like, okay, it's not exactly my cup of tea, but. He worked in this. He totally worked in this. It would be cool to see them get a little more budget. And, I would personally change up the look of Toxie because it's a little weird having him be so short, like whether he has super strength or not. You think if he was fighting a character like what Bob Garbinger turned into, which is like a massive werewolf, you know what I mean? What can Toxie really do to inflict damage on a much bigger villain, which we know that there's out there. But I know we could maybe go to our rating and go to final thoughts, Gazzy, because we're not trying to go too crazy. It's out now, so go check it out. And I guess your run already stopped. I think it is still limited here in the States, so if you can make it. Make sure you pop in $20 for your Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket. This is the first one I got, dude. There's been so many of these that I wanted, guys. I wanted the Beetlejuice one. I wanted the Deadpool Wolverine one, which is hilarious. I wanted the Dune one because it was a sandworm. It was a giant Dune sandworm. They sold out. I couldn't get a Dune one. Jaws. I think Jaws has one for the 50th anniversary.
Coming out of there, yeah.
One. Working on it, Jay. I'm not really in any big hurry on Cooper right now. I'm pretty stuck on editing episode 5 and 6 of the Zodiac Files main series. But as soon as I get those done, I'll try to get Cooper going for maybe November or something. Usually try to do a Cooper show for November. So right now we're doing Toxic Avenger 2023, aka 2025. That's when it was finished, and that's when it was releases. I didn't do the genres: body horror, splatter horror, action, comedy, horror, sci-fi. It's got a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but it could be anywhere from an 8 to an 8.5. Like I said, standouts: Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
What'd you think, guys?
I'm at about a 6. It's not the worst movie in the world. It's not great. I did prefer the original. I thought that was utterly hilarious.
Absolutely. Troma.
But it has its moments. It is entertaining. If you can catch it, it's worth going to spend an evening watching. You will get a laugh in places. They do try and put a story in there. There's some nice characters. The Nuts are definitely a standout. Kevin Bacon's good. Elijah Wood's good. Even Kevin Bacon's assistant, Julia Davis, she was pretty good. So yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, about a 6.
For sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm probably gonna check it out. I didn't catch those bonus scenes. I think I saw one of them, but I'm gonna probably rerun it just because I'm a Toxie fanboy. As I said, you can get it on TromaDirect.com or Troma.com. You can go get the full season of Toxic Crusaders, which I finally finished. I do love that artwork of Dr. Killamoff, and this is what I'm saying, guys. Like I think they need one good thing because Dr. Killamoff is the best. He's the best villain in the universe. He's
I like the name.
He's a bit like he looks a bit like Mr. Sinister from Marvel, but
nice.
Obviously a crazy, demented version. So I'd really like to see like a live action Killamoff and Toxie face off with him, whether it's just Toxie or the Crusaders. We also never seen Toxie fight the Radiation Rangers in any of the live action movies, and that's obviously Dr. Killamoff's troops. So it'd be cool to see him taking out these guys, with or without the Crusaders with them. I just think the Toxic Crusaders has the best villains in the Troma-verse. So go check out that. Get the disc 1 and 2 has the full season. There's a bunch of special features with Lloyd on there and stuff. Toxic Crusaders, the retroware beat 'em up game. You saw us play the trailer last time on our original review. The release date is out. I believe it's December 4th, so a few more months here coming out on that. But hearing really good things about it. Like I said, they're going to have other Troma references in it, which will be sick. And then this was what really got me, guys. Before the action figure line was, it's going to be tough for me to move this because I have everything arranged. I'll show you the skate sled with Headbanger on it. But when that worked out well. When these, come on, Headbanger. When this line of Playmates, this is really what skyrocketed it. Was Playmates created the Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures line, and that absolutely exploded. And then what catapulted Toxic Crusaders was Playmates wanted like an environmentally friendly toy line to compete with Captain America. And that's how they got onto Troma and Toxic Crusaders, even though Toxic Avenger is obviously a hard R-rated grindhouse movie, right? But they wanted to brand it for the kids. So they came up with these and they came up with the series. Now, when these got canceled, they had concept art for other Toxic Crusader action figures that never came out. A lot of people don't know this, guys. So Retroware, the company that helped them remodel this for HD and also is developing the video game, they had access to season 2 storylines. They had access to Playmates concept art. So what you're supposed to see in that beat 'em up game, guys, is characters who never came out in the action figures, storylines that never continued in the cartoon series. It's supposed to essentially be like a season 2, season 3. And the hope is that with this movie out now, that's why you should all go support it if you're a Troma head, or with this beat 'em up game, is there will be a reemergence and maybe we'll finally get some funding behind Toxie and the Crusaders and stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to the game, is seeing some of these new characters. So there is a guy in season 1 named Snail Man, and he was like a race car driver that fell into a boat full of snails, and he got transformed as more of like a Ninja Turtle kind of looking character, but obviously in the Crusaders universe. And he was like a snail dude. He was a good guy that teamed up with them. Maybe he'll pop up in the beat 'em up game. And then there was also another villain named Mower Man. He was like a gardener, and he like got blown up in a shed with a chemical or something. So he came out with all his arms and legs as like lawnmowers and shears and stuff. And so he was a villain that was after them. So my hope is maybe in the beat 'em up game, since all we've got is the demo, me and Gaz have played the demo and stuff, is you'll see some more of those characters that were actually in here, and then maybe characters that never came out with the action figure line, and other material that should have been in later Toxic Crusaders seasons, so flesh it out a little bit more like the Ninja Turtles universe, where you have like, whatever 4 or 5 seasons and tons of characters. They obviously had crap tons of action figures, many more than what the Crusaders line had. So that's a little background on Retroware and Playmates and stuff, the action figure line. So that's something me and Gaz will be following closely in December when that game dropped. But playable characters, you have the 4 Crusaders: Toxie, Major Disaster, No Zone, Junkyard, who is the junkyard dog with a spiked collar, and then you have Toxie's mom and his girlfriend, who plays she has the terrible voice, and she plays the xylophone or whatever she plays. So they'll all be playable characters. And then that's the hope, is there'll be some new characters and some new villains. In the demo, guys, they even had Michael Jai White's character. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh man, that'd be sick.
He was in 2. Did you see him in 2? He's the nunchuck.
Yeah.
So
they actually, when they were all coming out the limo, wasn't it? The endless line of villains. In the game, they have like a nunchuck dude, and that's obviously based on Michael Jai White's character. So there will be a lot of little Troma Easter eggs in there. So that's chill, guys. I'll definitely be looking forward to that. But show the F up. That's the hashtag on X, and go check out Toxic Avenger. Get your popcorn bucket. I did. I'm a fanboy. And then obviously you can get this on Amazon or on the Troma website. I just finished this 2 yesterday. The season's absolutely hilarious. If you spend your money stupid and you're like a Super Saiyan Final Form fanboy like me, you could go get a little something like this, glow in the dark. Gazzy's seen that. That's the SDCC limited edition. Only 400 made. This is 31 out of 400. So I don't take them down too often, but Toxie. That is sick, though. I do like that. The box is out as well. Definitely keep that in the box as well.
Oh, yeah. No.
Pretty
This
cool.
never comes out. Matter of fact, I have my room rigged with C4, so if anybody
Yeah.
it'll blow them sky high. But
just quickly gonna, I know this is kind of off topic here. Jez just put a comment in. I don't know if you watch History's Greatest Mysteries, but they just did. But it's not the latest episode. I think the latest episode is Dead Sea Scrolls, but they did one episode on the lost tomb of Genghis Khan, where it's supposedly located, all the hunts for it, people trying to find it, all the expeditions. That was pretty kind of interesting and good. So I guess there's kind of like an ancient kind of heist mystery in a way. Where is it buried? The people that were trying 100%. To find it. So if anyone likes that kind of thing, it might be worth checking out. But that looks sick, Ross.
Absolutely. I've been in deep into Tut's tomb, but obviously Genghis Khan is right up there. History's Greatest Mysteries. I think episode 1 is the Eric Eulis deep dive with. I talked to Eric about that here on the channel, Jay, and he obviously went up in the plane and stuff and searching the drop zone and stuff, which is cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. I heard it's in Denver. I know it was in like Florida a while back. Everyone keeps asking me if I'm going. I've never been to CrimeCon, but maybe once I drop few more episodes of my main series, what I'm saying, never know where I might pop up. I have been to CooperCon though, Jay. You should go if you haven't been. It's sick. But yeah, since we were talking the Toxic Crusaders retroware beat 'em up, the only other thing in terms of like additional characters and stuff like that, the only other thing I'll mention is Cosmic Invasion. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is supposed to be the spiritual sequel to the legendary X-Men arcade. 15 playable characters, 15 playable characters, and a lot of them are supposed to be like characters we haven't really seen in the MCU, or you guys know there's hundreds of Marvel characters, right? So when we're on Spider-Man 500, you know what I mean? It's like that's the problem with the MCU.
Even I've got Spidey in the background. It's one of the few characters I actually like from MCU.
He's cool, but they made 10 movies. They made 3 trilogies. Like, bro, like you do face fatigue and burnout when you constantly have Iron Man and the same old guys over and over again.
And it's same with, as much as I love Batman, but it's always the same villains. They don't bring some of the other wider villains from that universe either.
Exactly.
Taskmaster, for example. Now I've said that, they'll probably do a Taskmaster and it will be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's the hope, is with the 15 characters in Cosmic Invasion, you'll get to play some new heroes that aren't burnt out, and then hopefully see some new villains too. It's supposed to be very much like Toxic Crusaders, the retroware stuff. Obviously, I'm sure I think Cosmic Invasion is Dotemu though, who did Streets of Rage 4, which is arguably one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time. Yeah, you're referring to the Isabella Gardner Stewart heist. I tried to go there last time I was in town, Jay, and like the tickets sold out, so I couldn't make it. But I'm thinking about just bringing Eric back, maybe with my boy Nikki B, and just doing Gardner Stewart, because I'm big into heisting, and I'm big into that heist as well. But I think that will do it. Thank you guys for joining us. Everybody who came through. Beckham, hope you have a good time at CrimeCon. Fire Pixie for holding us down. Jay, the Cooperhead. I think that's everybody who came through this one. So Toxic Avenger 2023, AK 2025. Show the F up. Get that graphic novel. Get your popcorn bucket. You know what I'm saying? Brand new Toxie logo. Can't go wrong with that. Shout out to Macon Blair. I heard about this for years, like Gaz was saying, going back to when they were supposedly had Arnold Schwarzenegger attached to it, and that obviously never manifested out. So, some animation would be nice, guys, if they could get it. Now that like all these other Hulu and all these other streaming services are kind of picking up all these shows and saving them. We would love if Toxic Crusaders came back, because then you could get these more voice actors and maybe get Arnold involved. Danny DeVito's been doing a lot of animation now. He's got that show Little Devil on Hulu, which is hilarious. Of course, Rick and Morty's still going strong. So who knows, guys? You got to support this stuff. That's the thing. Like Fire Pixie, if you're a Troma head, it's good to support, even if you're not crazy about this Macon Blair, remake, or they call them a reimagination now. Yeah. And you never know when it might go. If this helps Lloyd and this helps Troma, then you want to support it anyway. You know what I mean? Because things like R-rated grindhouse stuff like this doesn't get a theater run often, as Gaz and I know. Back when we did Boy Kills World, if I didn't make it to the theater that week, I would have missed it. It was gone. Like Gaz was saying, it was empty. These R-rated, kind of fighting grindhouse movies, they don't get the same promo run that all these other major studio films get. That's just how it is.
So. Yeah, the same for that boxing movie called The Cut with Orlando Bloom. That's due out. About a guy trying to cut his way, but through illegal methods with a dubious trainer. Apparently, that's what the movie's about. It might only get a 1 week, 2 week run, if that. So you're right, Ross. Definitely more action oriented movies. Anything like this, they're not on for a long time now, sadly.
A24 on our way out. So next week, or this week rather, is Reservoir Dogs. Rest in peace to Michael Madsen. I am a Tarantino fanboy, unlike Gaz. So we'll be doing a deep dive of Reservoir Dogs. Got my Blu-ray right over there. Hearing good things about the Smashing Machine. That is Dwayne Johnson playing Mark Kerr. They just had their release at Sundance, I think it was, or was it Cannes? One of those. Might have been Cannes. They're talking about Dwayne getting the Oscar nod for his performance being absolutely epic. So way back when, Gaz and I interviewed John Hyams, who is the director of the Smashing Machine documentary. And a lot of people didn't even know about that back then, Gaz, because that's obviously pride fighting and all that. So now you have Dwayne Johnson playing UFC legend Mark Kerr in this A24 biopic. So it should be insane. Gaz and I will follow that closely. I believe it's dropping next month in October.
Yeah, it does look pretty sick. Yeah.
We're going to be covering that. We also want to get all our horror recos in for October, so we can try to get all the horrors done for Zodtober for you guys. And I haven't posted the schedule yet, but I'll post it after this show. Reservoir Dogs Saturday, Avenging Force the 13th. I got to reach out to my man Brett, Crime Spot. We want to get him back as a special guest for Goodfellas. And then we're still working on that last slot. It might be Death Rides a Horse because I need some Western.
Ross, you can answer this one, Ross.
Yeah, I'm doing Zodiac stuff. Unfortunately, it's kind of the bane of my existence. I'm kind of stuck doing
the life. Only the main part of the channel.
Kind of stuck doing it for life now, whether I like it or not. So, but yeah, episode 5 of the main series. Is that episode 5? Yes, episode 5 of the main series is coming soon. We're editing it now. It's looking good in a rough draft. Just have to kind of fine tune it. As soon as we flesh that out, I don't want to put a release on it because our editing process is what it is, right? But expect it in coming soon in the next couple months. And then as soon as that's done, we'll go to work on episode 6, which is already shot. Just got to edit that and kind of add the bells and the whistles. So like, sub, share. Toxic Avenger out now in theaters. Show the F up. I'm Rostic Avenger. Jack Death, a.k.a. PXM, a.k.a. Mosh Shinobi. Go subscribe to his channel. Yeah, you're a smart guy, unlike me. I'm stuck in both. I'm stuck in the Zatrix and the Vortex.
Oh man, there's no end to it, especially with the UAPs, Jay. You know, we're all into that
cryptids.
as well.
I've been doing a lot of cryptids lately.
Yeah,
me and Gazzy are cryptid guys, so we'll try to maybe get a cryptid show for Zodtober. Like, sub, share, click the join button for a membership. Reach out to me if you want to send a donation to episode 5 and 6. Get your name in the credits. Join for free on my Patreon, and that is you can join that for free on the Google. I'll get some more stuff on there soon. Just kind of focus in here. So subscribe over to Mosh Shinobi. And what's the length of this conversation? 2 hours and 14 minutes, but I think he dropped off around the 2 hours mark. Oh wait, that's the length of this conversation with Michael Stroll. Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys. Yeah, so sub Gazzy over on Mosh Shinobi, and like, sub, share. Like I said, click join, get a membership, and join us this Saturday, regular time, 2 p.m. for Reservoir Dogs. This was a random pop-up show, but I just wanted to make sure that we covered Toxie. So I showed you all my gear. This is Toxie and Dr. Kilomoff signing off. We want a big budget. Hollywood, we want a $50 million hard R Toxic Avengers vigilante grindhouse movie. Who do we want to direct it, guys? If we can get anybody we want. Troy Duffy, or who else do we like? Who would be good for that?
Oh man,
maybe who's done like whoever did Darkman, those were sick. Oh, I guess that was Sam Raimi. Dude, Sam Raimi would be perfect.
Yeah, those might be interesting to cover actually on.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Classics.
Yeah, but this was just a random. Don't expect more. But hey, if there's ever something me and guys need a copy on a whim, we'll be out there. So yeah, man. As always, leave your recos either in the live chat or drop them in the comments below. Toxic Avenger, Peter Dinklage, Macon Blair, Lloyd Kaufman, Troma. We are out.